We left for St. Peter's Square at 6 in the morning so that we would get great seats, and we did, for the general audience of Pope Francis, who was speaking to the group.
I nodi ci sono nella mia vita, mio padre, i miei non si possono sciogliere. Quello è uno sbaglio. Tutti i nodi del cuore, tutti i nodi della coscienza.
Popolo di Dio. Lo faccio con alcune domande sulle quali ognuno potrà riflettere. Che cosa vuol dire essere popolo di Dio? Anzitutto,
Of course, after the general audience, there's lots of memorabilia and pictures and things to buy. And then we went out to lunch, and people scattered to the cafes, and some of them stopped at La Pilata.
all right, good. You got a good seat.
Yeah! Giorgio!
Giorgio.
Here we are arriving at St. Mary Major Church. This is the back side of the church, but it's also as beautiful as the front side. As you see here, the sign that says the Basilica, the Papal Basilica of St. Mary Major, and this is the front of the church, and it has the highest, tallest bell tower in Rome.
As a matter of fact, Peter, when he first moved to Rome, lived down the street. When you go to museums and you see the really beautiful objects in people's houses that they had like 2,000 years ago, you look at glassware, you look at silver cups, and you think, oh my goodness, I would put that in my own house. Those things come from this film. So there are two very important points before we go in. One is the Christians are moving closer to the center, but they're not there yet. It will take 100 more years for them to get into the Forum, so this is a slow progress. Two, the neighborhood requires that you build something that's not a big old barn. If you are a bunch of Christians with a prime position on the most...
Here's our group going through their fourth holy door here in Rome. There are four, the four major patriarchal churches, and here they're going through the fourth one. Here they came in on the other side. Fourth holy door rail.
So taking the mother's birthright slash blessing.
This reliquary contains wood from the manger in Bethlehem, where Jesus was placed as a baby. I love taking our groups to Santa Stefano Rotondo, where it's a round church celebrating the victory of the martyrs. And I love to do a talk here explaining the martyrs of the early church and what an impact they made on the whole of history of the world. The guy's kind of leaning like he's lounging there a little bit. That's Deacon Lawrence. Remember Deacon? Oh, this is your guy. Deacon Lawrence. He was the emperor told him, we know that the deacons are the ones that control the wealth of the church. We want you to bring the wealth and the money, all of the wealth of the church tomorrow. And he said, I will bring the wealth of the church and I will lay it at your feet. The next day he came with all the poor, the people of the church and all the poor. And he said, this is the wealth of the church. He was so angry. He started a fire and he put a griddle, and they put him on it and they pressed him down. And he is the patron saint of comedians because he said, I'm done on this side. You can turn me over now. Can you imagine? Here they're beating and burning a man, hanging from his wrists. There's a fire, they're burning him. And here they hang a guy upside down and build a fire and they're burning their faces off. And it's just... All around the church are gruesome images of the martyrs, one being hacked, one being hung and burned, and another one being crushed between rocks. It's a whole circle church covered with images of the early martyrs and what they did for us.
Tradition. This is also, I will show you the place where Jesus met Peter when he was fleeing from Rome because of the persecution. So
After Mass at the beautiful St. Sebastian Church, we went down below to the Catacombs. Down into the Catacombs we go. I had told the group about the 614 graffiti here that said, Peter and Paul pray for us and others, but these are actual images I got on the internet of that. Well, it's time for our last dinner tonight, and we are getting off the bus here at Schiavi d'Abruzzo. As you can see right there, one of Janet and my favorite restaurants. And you always know a good restaurant when they keep the kitchen open for you so that you can walk through the kitchen and see what they do. Look at this. Hello, hello. Hello. We're going this way today? This way. Look at this. Look at this place. You can see that cook everything in these ovens. Look at that. Fire and grill. Look. Garlic. Love garlic. Look at all this food and all the salads. Look at this. And the wines. Ciao. Hello, ciao.
Ciao.
And here we are for dinner. All right, stay. I got a video, so I've been zooming in on all of you. Look at that seafood risotto. Whoa, look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Everybody's clapping for Liz. I'm sorry, who's been our great guide on this trip. So everybody's clapping for Liz and her husband, Tom.
Thank you for making Liz so smart.
Grandparents bringing their grandchildren. And so we have 2 buses full of grandparents, adults, and kids. It's in conjunction with Franciscan University of Steubenville. We have 2 Franciscan priests coming with us from that trip. You know, I always say that parents and grandparents are willing to spend $50,000 or more to send their kids to university where they're going to lose their faith. Why not spend $5,000 to bring them to the Holy Land where they'll never lose their faith? Amen. So we're trying every couple of years to do a family Holy Land pilgrimage where you can bring your kids. I want to thank Father also, Father Steve Matson, I want to thank Jen for coming along too and being, you know, Al and Nick have been very busy during this, especially because of the election going on, and they're very responsible to EWTN and Ave Maria Radio to do a lot of, actually that's what Al and Nick are doing right now. They're at the EWTN studios in Rome. They didn't sleep last night because they were up watching the election results. So, you know, Al and I have been friends since 1983, and I don't know that I've ever had a better friend than Al, except for, of course, my dad and my wife. But I mean, just as a friend, I don't know. And Janet has always considered you her best friend too, by the way, just so you didn't know. And we've had a long and fun relationship together. So thank you for coming with us. And I know it's difficult for Al in a wheelchair, but he was very courageous, wasn't he, to come in? And you know, he never once was a problem. He was always optimistic. He always said, well, I can hold it. I don't have to go to the bathroom if there's not one. I'll wait till the next stop. Well, Al, it's not until 2 stops away. I can hold it. You know, I admire somebody with a cast iron bladder.
It's a pleasure being in service to you, and that's why I get to come on these trips. But you make it so wonderful for me. So thank you so much. And I want to also remind you, don't be like me. Make sure you get your passports in your possession as soon as you go to your room.
I pray that the Lord will bring the people that He wants on these trips. And so I consider each one of you handpicked by the Lord to be on this particular trip with these particular people for whatever His reasons are. I don't know. But I do pray that you will say yes to the Lord and do whatever He tells you. Just be ready, because God's holding His breath. He's waiting for your yes too. So thanks very much, and please pray for us, because you know how busy our schedule is, and we need some special graces and extra strength. And thank you. I'll be praying for you too. Thanks.
Thank you.